we wanted to welcome you all. I'm Shantae from Parenting Special Needs Magazine, and today we are going to be talking about dealing with now. The stress we're living with and how it affects us and how it affects our kids. And Michele Gianetti is joining us. I'll let her introduce herself, but 1 second, I want to just share. She wrote an article in our current issue called, tears, fears, masks, and more, and how to handle or how to survive or navigate now.
It all, right.
So anyways, but we also have been dealing with a lot of this for 6 months. And now kids are going back to school. So we thought we'd tell you some things and chat. So Michele, please introduce yourself.
Hi, yes. So I am a mom to a 23-year-old who has special needs. And I'm a writer and a blogger and an advocate for my daughter. And I have 3 children, and I am very wanting just to help in the special needs community. So there you go.
Welcome. Woohoo.
Yay.
Okay, so I thought I would share, Michele, because the article struck a chord, and I reread it, and it really even struck more of a chord. And I thought, okay, so I'm going to share. Last weekend, I kind of hit a brick wall, and it just kind of, I was just done. I was tired of being a caregiver. I know that's not nice, you guys, forgive me, but I was just kind of done. I just needed a break. And I mean, it was bad. So thank God, I'm fortunate. I asked my mom if I could come visit her, which she only lives, in another city, so it's not so bad. But I went to visit her just because I wanted someone to help out and
just to support
and just even make breakfast so I didn't have to be doing it, because it's, we're now having to cook and entertain and work and
keep the kids in some sense of equilibrium through it all.
And I just felt like I was toast. I just needed a break. And anyways, I can't even tell you and I also think too, that I feel that, being in COVID and being kind of in a place is not easy, and that staring at the same 4 walls gets old. I mean, I have not been going that many places, grocery shopping and a few little things here or there, but just waking up into a different room was kind of lifted me up a little bit.
It's just, like I said, it's like a nice change of venue, just for a break, just like even when you used to take a ride in a car during the actual quarantine, you never got so excited to just get in the car and just go. You never were to go, but just the act of somewhere else was nice. A breather.
So the other thing I wanted to mention, which was in your article, was we were hoping to have Greg
Santucci from Power Play Pediatrics.
But he provided some powerful graphics in your article that I thought were really, really helpful.
Really good.
And I noticed with myself, this past weekend, I was on edge. Obviously I was overly tired. I don't know. I wasn't really overly tired. I was just kind of done,
Sometimes you're not even tired. It's like you feel physically like you could do things. It is the mental piece of it.
I think it's the mental piece of nonstop, nonstop. You always have to do something, even if I'm just relaxing on the couch for a few minutes, it's, can you trim my toenails? Can you do this? Can you do that?
Yeah, it's sometimes it's that one more thing, that last thing.
You guys that are watching, has anybody else felt this way? I can't believe, please let us know what you're feeling, because
we're throwing that out at you.
Yeah, we're throwing that out there. Type it in and let us know. We'd love to see what you guys are thinking. But I loved the graphic that was in the article, and it made me stop and reflect, because I don't even know if I said it, but I could see that I was starting to be very short with my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't really doing anything that, was a problem. It just, everything to me was bothersome. And it was
that's the thing. It's when you get to that everything point, they're just being who they are. And we typically can manage and do, but there's just times when it stacks up. I said it's like a Tetris, you know, it just gets to that end, and you find yourself losing the patients that you don't want to lose for them.
Right. And that's kind of what, you know, I was definitely there. I mean, I was like, I am done. I am done. I'm done. I need
Yeah.
help. I want help. Like, and this is the thing too. It was even, I mean, I joked in that live chat last, the virtual girls live about, you know, not being able to go to the bathroom by yourself, but it's not really a joke. I mean, it's really serious. It does not matter whenever I go into the bathroom. If the door's not locked, she comes in. And then even if the door is locked, she knocks on the door. So
Feel their presence.
it's like, oh. So anyways, I was going to say, but I reread the article and the graphic was really great. I don't know. I'm going to try to, let's see, how do I share this? But we're going to give you guys the links below this video to help out. But what I really liked about it was, because I could tell within myself that I was being nasty, you know, like I was on, I don't know if nasty is the right word, but I was being short. I was ready to like pounce.
Right.
And, you know, I did catch myself and try to like, okay, realize, okay, this is what you're doing. Stop, go away. You do get a timeout.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. But I love what this says. It says, before you react, check yourself. He uses CHECK, the letters for 1, check, calm down. 2, I'm sorry, H, hear them, you know, like hear what they're really asking for, which is the H. E, empathize, which sometimes that is it. It's just kind of like she needs a little something right that moment, like to help her and collaborate. And then, you know, kindness. So there's more definitions in it. I'm not going to read all of them for you guys, but you can check it out. I'm going to read. Oh, wait,
but that's the thing though, you know, just like having that tool to go to, you know, just something that helps us be better for ourselves, for them, and our family, because you do want to.
I think too, there was something else in the article that hit me too, was like, just, tell me about the article. Cause you wrote the article. So tell
Right.
me.
It was good because at the time there was so much going on in the world, including COVID, that could be frightening or overwhelming. And how do you teach it and break it down and everything? So I was able to have the help of like, you know, an occupational therapist, a speech therapist, and then I had my friend Jill Lewis, who's a cranial sacral therapist in our town here, and a massage therapist, to give different ideas on from their own perspectives on what to do to help the children. So the occupational offered tips on how to put masks and how to help children learn what it is to be a social distance. And Jill helped with talking about relaxation ideas, you know, different things you can do. Some of them from the article here were cute. She's talking about dancing and, you know, reread the article, dance to music, go for a walk, you know, sing, just do what it is that maybe makes you happy that moment, something for yourself,
Right.
something to decompress, because you'd be surprised at what a walk can do. Or, you know, you mentioned dancing this weekend with your daughter, you know, to just offset a moment. I know Elizabeth is very, she loves to just like, if she's really stressed, I mean, sometimes you just need to just tell her, you know, deep breath in, sweetheart, and hold it, and deep breath, and then let it go. And sometimes that's just that moment of just taking that. So Jill offers a lot of cool things in the article. And then we talk about, I don't know, just the things like how to teach the kids about the new normal. And by that, it's what you're doing in life, what you're doing in school, what you're doing in your 4 walls of your home, and the fact that there is no certainty to a new normal. I mean, we say it, but man, every minute that normal changes or switches, or a governor says yes to this and no to that. And, you know, so it's constantly being able to teach. So, you know, that's kind of a bit what the article is about. And I think it's timely. And I think hopefully, like you said, the graphics can help be something you could, you know, print out and put some places in your house, and just be your reminder of the check yourself. And then there's that second graphic that we did, which is the one about how important it is to regulate yourself before you hope to.
Yeah. I'll put it in there, but this one, you want to read it?
You know what? I do. But technical difficulties are seeming to prevent me from reading
I
this.
need glasses, you all. So
Your
Sorry.
technical difficulties,
Um,
mine.
well, and I want to talk about this too, but I wanted to say two other things. So, all right, but this one I'll read it to you. It says, kids must be regulated before they can learn. Adults must be regulated before they can teach. Woo!
Huge, right?
Regulate.
I mean,
That's huge, huh?
that's huge.
An
Yes.
adult's anger, frustration, and punishments often stem from the adult becoming dysregulated while reacting to a dysregulated child's behavior.
Very true.
Okay,
I mean,
there
how
we go.
many
That was
times?
like a
Yep.
dysregulated adult trying to control a dysregulated kid often ends poorly. Well, I could say that was me this weekend.
I can say
Um,
that has been many times where I can say maybe my head is going 400 miles an hour and Elizabeth is being Elizabeth. And, she's struggling with what her disorders will make her struggle with. Maybe organization, initiating something. I'll give an instruction to her and I'll know she knows it, but she can't initiate it with her dyspraxia. But somehow when I'm stressed, I'm surprised that she didn't do the thing I wanted her to do when I should be knowing she's going to, be a challenge by that. And we're encouraging her all the time. And yet I can find myself then wanting to be so stressed and trying to teach her in a very not dysregulated fashion. Let's use the word from the chart. And there's no good learning that takes place, none, because I'm over here.
yeah.
You need to do this.
The last little sentence says, taking the time to get regulated will prevent power struggles and strengthen relationships. So
Yeah,
that's pretty huge. When you were saying that, I was giggling because I was remembering trying to teach things like, okay, we've all been wearing the masks for a while.
right.
So helping my daughter learn to put them on.
Uh-huh.
She can do it sometimes, and then she can't do it other times, and she can do it, but it's not funny, you guys. I don't mean to be laughing, but it's just I am laughing at this because sometimes you just have to laugh. So, but
even if we take the whole teaching part and take it past the math and the actual teaching of a homeschool child, or you're teaching, a new, even just whatever it is your challenge is with your child, whether it's homework or actual, you're the teacher again, if we're not regulated, there's just no good that's going to come of that interaction, because it can be so directed that they're stressed, or you can be overpowering and then they just don't even want to say anything because they're just, the power struggle is there. But yes, I mean, we taught Elizabeth about the mask, and I would say we did all the teaching. I told you, excuse me, we taught her to put it on, and we taught her about social distance, and we taught her, and we were all okay. And then, would you like my story about the grocery store?
sure, tell me.
Okay. So this is the reality of when
Mine was going to be about the grocery store too, so I'll share mine. But mine's fine. Go ahead.
What a story. So going to the grocery store with Elizabeth taught us that there were 4 areas with which we need to continue to work on. And they include putting a mask on, social distancing, sanitizer, and all the things we thought we taught her. Because the reality was the teaching it might have been good and it was perfectly fine on a certain level, but not for her. And I think we learned as she took her mask off with her hand in the store and tried to adjust it without sanitizing and cut in front of a lady, literally 2 inches between face to face to reach for the thing. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, mental note, review that, mental note. Oh no, don't do that, mental note, And so we got in the car. She puts her hands out so I can spray them, proceeds to then grab the mask, stuff it in her purse for later. And I'm thinking, we have so much we have to go over, So we had to decide again, like, how do you teach? And if I teach from an angry way or a frustrated or scared, actually, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to give that to her in 2 seconds, So again, it's like, how do I breathe and say, what is it that I have to break down for her, and how do I teach it?
And do you think that's, I think that's a point to point out to maybe parents that have younger kids, because I think that took me a while to learn that really how you are reacting influences them and their behavior. Like, and I think with Kaylee, she's very in tune. She can pick up on.
Oh, very much so.
So she can pick up on things. So if I'm kind of like in a mood or whatever, she gets it, and then she'll be like, "You
Oh,
okay?" Or
it's like
and they,
contagious.
yeah,
Yes.
they just she understands, but she doesn't always know how to behave appropriately. Like if you need like space, that doesn't mean she's giving you space. She wants to. Oh, you have a
She,
headache, mom. You have a headache, mom. You have a headache, mom. You have a headache, mom. It's like, I have a headache. Please leave me alone. But
I know Elizabeth is so tuned in, speaking of which, and I'll share because again, I think our children have beautiful gifts and sometimes they are just so tuned into emotions. She will tell you like the color of your heart.
mm,
She'll look and she'll say, is your heart pink? Which is the best color. Frustrated is purple, green, red is mad, black is the worst. And so she'll look at you and sometimes she'll say, yeah, your heart's purple. What's going on? Like she'll see this. So, I mean, I'm talking tuned in. It's kind of neat. It really is.
that
And
is interesting.
mhm.
Hmm.
So, yeah, they pull very quickly and the mood can be set in an instant. And I hate to say that, you know, I could set the mood, but I can set
Yeah,
the mood really quick.
we all can. But I wanted to share too about the fact that teaching them even to put on the mask, like you forget, like you've broke, or for Kaylee, I have to break it down pretty
Yes, step by
simply.
step.
And and sometimes, the hands, fine motor skills are not, perfect, great. So, and then it's kind of like you have to point it out, like she doesn't get like over the top of the ear.
Yes.
She's
Yep.
so she's struggling. Oh, like she turns sideways. She does everything. Trying. I'm like, okay, pretend it's like glass. And sometimes we're with. She has a friend that kind of lives near us, and she wants. I can't really treat her like a baby because, and not that
Yeah.
I want to, but it's kind of like trying to be subtle is not easy sometimes either. And then she's
Yeah.
struggling and putting it over and tipping over, and it's like finally, anyways, my point is you have to point out to them specifics of like the top of your ear, feel the top, like the where your glasses would go, because even though she does it and she's done it for 6 months now, she still sometimes doesn't remember that that's
Yeah.
what you
That's kind of how the whole shopping trip started was Elizabeth hooked it on one ear. And we've done it before, but for some reason it was a disorganized day. And she just pulled this, literally could have probably hooked it on the original ear if she just pulled a little more, but she pulled so hard and it really was stretched out and she just could not get it to that second
oh,
ear.
so it was way behind her head.
If she could have, yeah, we picked her ear and just put it in the back, we could have hooked it. So we put that mask away and got another one. And I did some hand over hand with her, which was when I'm thinking, how do I need to teach this? Like, how do I need to break down? I can see that we quote taught it, but it needs now to be broken down. Like you said, maybe feel that ear, feel where you put your glass, things that,
They can relate to.
yeah, like that experience taught me what she needs, and everybody's experiences will teach different things, of course, but in our case, I went ahead and explained to her everything that made me take a gulp that day. We went over, just teaching what she needed
Right.
and broke
And
it down.
I wanted to ask a question of the people that are tuned into, if they want to share. Like, we didn't really talk about this, but I'm telling you, I have not. I'm normally a happy-go-lucky person, but this past weekend, and we had just done that great Facebook virtual girls' night, so I was kind of coming off of a little bit of a high, but because it's like I actually had fun.
Yeah.
But maybe that was also It was also, maybe it was a wake-up call because it was a remembering you, and
Yep.
it made me realize, boy, you don't have very often times
You are that person.
where I get to be a person, or
Yeah.
I can just like, and sometimes it's just 5 minutes. I mean, where you just kind of like, and I know I'm not the only mother. I know there's lots of mothers or caregivers or fathers or
Right.
whoever that are in this boat, but we need to figure out how to help ourselves, because I mean, my place to run to, I got to run was to my mom, and she was able to at least entertain Kaylee or
Yeah.
do something, so that I had to take a nap, and that was huge.
When
So
you were tired, not
my question was asking everybody else, like, do they have someone they call like on speed dial, or do they have that little thing?
what's
Because
your
we all need
go-to.
somebody.
You got to have that stress thing. You really do. Whether it's a meditation, whether it's a 5-minute meditation, maybe it's sitting on the hammock or calling that friend that you don't even have to say hello to, you know, the one you just start launching right into when you dial. We all need that decompress, that pressure release, you know, prayer, meditation, whatever it is. I've been playing with this as I speak. This is a kind of a cool thing. My daughter gave this to me. It's a acupressure massage ring.
Show it up there, put it up there again.
I'll show it. See? And it's, is that close enough? See, it's a ring, but it's got, it's textured. So it's like bumpy. It's a texture, and you put it on your finger. And as you roll it on and off in different manners, it's designed to promote a sense of calm.
Really?
And reduce stress and anxiety and increase focus. So I put them in the car. I've got one in my wallet. I've got one upstairs. So
you can grab them and just kind of like.
Yeah, and you just roll it. You know, it's like a fidget as well. You know, sometimes you can just see. I've been doing this with this.
Oh, while you're on? Okay, so that's what you did before we went live. So I sprayed this.
Yeah, what did you said your rescue remedy.
So I sprayed Rescue Remedy. I'm like, not that we're promoting this, but I'm like, okay, I need to calm down before I go live. So anyway, that's funny. Oh my.
Yeah. God. So that's something. We all have ways that we recognize and we work with, you know. So.
And it's important. And we're sharing with all of you because we want families to know that, you know, Michele and I have both been doing it for a while. We've learned quite a bit. So those that have younger kids, we wanted you to know maybe some tools that you can implement.
Sure.
Because.
And also that it's okay to have your feelings. Like I always tell Elizabeth, every feeling like is okay. It's what you do with them. You know, just because you're overwhelmed doesn't mean you don't love and cherish every part of your child. But you can get to a point where you do need that moment to regroup and to breathe or to do what it is you do to come back and be better at what you want to be.
Yeah. So, and I love that also so there's some really great points, I think, in Greg, how do you say his last name?
Santucci.
Santucci.
Yeah.
I love how I love that regulate, because you don't even think about that. A lot of times I'm always busy, and it's just kind of like I just react, and that's
just take that moment. I have a neighbor who's so dear to my heart, and she is the kind that takes that moment to breathe. She assesses and reacts.
Well, I even like that. Just breathe for a minute.
Yes. And then she just, and there's not sometimes I am a mind to mouth kind of person, and I need to take that moment. I do. And I work on it, and we're all a work in progress.
Yeah,
so
definitely. Oh my God.
So, but she does that. And I always say, wow, that's my goal. That.
Yeah.
So, but yep, definitely. So there's our little story.
Yeah. So, well, I don't even know I don't know how long we've been on. I didn't time us. I'm sorry.
We're about the half-hour mark.
We're at the half-hour mark. All right. So it's time to probably wrap up, but I did want to share, we hope that this will help other parents to know that you do need to take some time for you. These times that we're living in right now are so strange and hard on everybody. And we all know that. However, we have an extra thing on our plates with the children that don't always get it and have extra need, and it's more on us. And so now I just think it's important for our own mental health and our own.
It is. And it's like Jill said,
find some things that will work, because, you know, like I said, this weekend was bad for me. I had not been that low in a while. I mean, like I said, I'm normally a happy-go-lucky person, but I was just like, I think I was just wiped. I was just.
Yeah, you can get to that point.
Like I just need. So anyway, but we were sharing this with all of you, so we hope find somebody that you can call and just like find that 5 minutes and.
And you know what? It's like Jill said, reread the article, takes from it what you can, you know, and use the tools in it. Post them if you have to, want to, and it'll be just something to catch your eye. Something in, you know, maybe the voice in your head at that moment will come from one of the things in the article.
The little breathing thing too.
Yeah.
Just breathe if you.
Yep. Sounds good.
Anyways, Michele, thank you very much for
Thank
joining
you.
us tonight. You guys that are out there listening, thank you for joining us. We hope that there's some takeaways that you can use in your life right now that will be helpful, and know that we're all in it together. And, you know,
Yes. All in it.
yeah, we're all in it. And we'll all get to the point where we're like, want to be done. And we're not done, but we need to just take a little break and remember that we count and, you know, step back, because that's the only way we can help our children. So thank you for joining us. Hope to
Thank
see
you.
again next week, whether it's a live chat or a live show that we do. But thank you for watching Parenting Special Needs Magazine, and tuning in, and we'll see you soon. Talk to you later. Bye.